G'day and welcome to the Aussie Ideas Man. A rare edition this one because Aptera Motors has actually put out a video and this is a quick watch of it. Should be easy to do even with my pregnant pauses that I make all the time because it's only 4 minutes, which is quite common for anything Aptera Motors puts out. Boy, I would love to have the Wimpy Kid's job or anybody in his team. So little work in such a long time. Well, anyway, let's just watch this and see what I can do to, I guess, satisfy the fanboys that I'm still the biggest troll. All for entertainment, of course.
Hey Aptera fans, Steve here. We've accomplished a tremendous amount over the last few months as a team, and we're excited to share.
First of all, there's music in the background, and this is because they know that there's a chance that YouTube will try to prevent us from doing the video, but they would have to pay royalties, and I think they're too broke for that.
Share some major updates with you. Just last month, Aptera began trading on NASDAQ under the ticker SEV, and since
Of course, we know that it's now well under $6. So, while that looked like a happy time, it's been a disaster.
then, we've expanded our team across engineering, operations, and manufacturing. Their energy has already made a meaningful impact on our progress. I'd love for a few of them to introduce themselves.
You should go first. My name is Cheryl Grant. I'm the Director of Supply Chain here at Aptera.
My name is.
So we've got a director of supply chain. Okay, must be the supplies that are coming in. And you could give that to somebody with a 2-hour-a-week job with the amount of supplies that have come in so far. But yes, we've got another director.
Ms. Charles Custon. I'm an embedded software engineer.
My name is Sam.
A software engineer. Now, what's that for? I thought they said, or they've been claiming, that all the software has been done now. And where are those other software engineers? I remember there was a Chinese guy, well, Asian looking anyway. Not sure where he was from, but he was supposed to be the software engineer. There's no point adding staff if you're also removing staff. So just remember, for all these new staff that you see, there are people that have gone west.
Sandra, and I do shipping and receiving.
I'm Ty.
Shipping and receiving. Shipping and receiving. I thought, for the most part, people had to turn up at the factory to get the silly trike. So she won't be shipping too much, will she? And what's she receiving? The mind boggles.
I'm an automotive build technician and a 3D scan specialist.
Automotive build technician and a 3D scan specialist. Once again, where are the labourers? Where are the assemblers? The guys in blue overalls. And what do you want with 3D scanning? They've had too many 3D parts on their fake prototypes for the last 6 years. They need to get rid of 3D parts.
Ganesh Raipreddy. I'm a firmware engineer.
Sorry.
He was a something engineer. Anyway, one more engineer. What was he? Firmware engineer, I think. Doesn't matter.
I almost said Jonathan. I'm like, I'm not Jonathan. I'm John here. I'm John Schleif. I've been hired to be an automotive build technician.
My name's
An automotive build technician. What might that be? He wasn't wearing blue overalls. Automotive build technician. No, the line's blank, but Still, fancy sounding name.
Blake, I'm an electrical engineer.
I'm Leon Kaunitz. I'm responsible.
An electrical engineer. I would have thought the electrics would have been all down pat by now. So, what happened to that very large girl? And probably 5 or 6 others that I can't remember now. There were electrical engineers along the way. How many did they get rid of just to get one more and pretend that they're getting somewhere?
For engineering.
I'll go back on this one because I didn't give him a chance.
I'm responsible for engineering.
Oh, he's responsible for engineering. Okay, so what? That's the top dog, is it? Responsible for engineering. Mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, software engineering. Now I'm not a manufacturing type person, so I don't know what other engineering there is. Bridge engineering, skyscraper engineering. Who knows what they've got him doing? But he looks like he's already ready to twiddle his thumbs.
Fantastic. The facility is buzzing with activity.
I've got to have a look at this. They've started to move a few little items in the centre. And front and centre we can see small empty shelves, more small empty shelves, a black box, then a bit to the left, looks like empty shelves. I can't see it buzzing with people. I can't see a person there at all. We look at the back wall and I can see empty shelves, and behind the front and centre empty shelves there's looks like empty tables. And looking back it's too far to see, but I'm looking really hard behind all that white stuff, heading back, and just lots more empty shelves. Doesn't look buzzing to me.
We've begun the build-out of our validation vehicle assembly line.
Okay, well, looks like they're adding a few things as we go. We've got a bit of a hand forklift or something like that turned up, and some empty pallets, I think. Another empty shelf. Oh, and the gold Aptera. Now that's in view. And they're saying this is an assembly line. It doesn't look like it at all to me. Now, if they were building their assembly line, I thought they had painted lines and a dozen AGVs that they bought years ago. And if they have the painted lines and the dozen AGVs, why aren't they part of the assembly line? I can't see the blue painted lines anymore.
The team is actively preparing.
Okay. Grinding a bit of metal. And I should just go a little further.
Constructing and kitting out each.
Here we go. I've had a sneak peek at half of this before I decided to make a video of it. And yes, what they're doing here is building a roll cage. Big deal.
Station. We're currently getting ready to operate a.
Oh, look at this. Tiny parts on one shelf. Oh, and green boxes on the top shelf. That's funny. I've got plenty of these shelves in my garage, exactly the same ones. I only buy cheap shelving. Looks like they do too.
A multi-step line. The parts will enter on the receiving side of the.
All right, there's a bit of a blue line, but it just is a little bit and stops. That's no big deal. So this is the receiving side. And what's that forklift doing? He's taking something and dropping it, and can't be in bays or anything like that because there's a pole in the way. He's just going to put it on the ground in front of the pole. Oh well.
The building get put into inventory, and individual stations will then be kitted for the day.
Why have they got a little blanked out rectangle there? No idea. Oops, I'm running out of battery. Anyway, I got a few more black boxes. I see one shell started there. It doesn't look to be on an assembly line. There are yellow lines, but they don't look like any AGB could follow them. But I'm very curious as to why they blanked out a little bit of something there. Can't be too much. It's just in a roped off corner behind a pole. But anyway, I think those things the forklift was dropping in front of the pole, right in the extreme left. They look the same colour. There's a few more black boxes, and we get a good view of the solar production plant. That's all that stuff wrapped in plastic. But I think they're exaggerating when they say they've got an assembly line.
We've set up the vehicle assembly line to operate as a normal vehicle.
Okay, so this is just getting down to ground level from that view we saw before, and the black boxes are visible from this side. They've got a clear, curtain, and they've got little bits of parts in them. But no big deal so far. More bragging than anything.
Vehicle manufacturing line with progressive installation of the different vehicle systems on each station. Inside our manufacturing facility, we've set up the solar assembly area as well as a battery assembly station. We have...
I'll go back on that. Move too fast.
Battery assembly...
Here we go. A battery assembly station is bits of wood on the ground. That's it. They are down on ground level. And batteries are heavy. I would put an assembly station a bit over waist height so that people don't break their backs if they have to manhandle something. Certainly the silly dry shells that they're assembling are all well over waist height on funny little trolleys. And so if you got the thing that the batteries are going to go into that high, you can't have an assembly station inches above the floor.
Station. We have technicians here on the floor with us that have years of experience assembling carbon fiber body structures, and they are training our technicians on bonding and assembling the Aptera bodies.
I would think having experts from Italy come along and train people to assemble the bodies is a bit before having an assembly line. I would myself probably go, yes, here's an assembly line. Our people have been already trained because we're starting the assembly. I think they're a bit ahead of themselves here, showing that people are still over from Italy, still showing people how to bond the pieces that are supposed to be so easy to put together. I noticed in earlier videos of that jig, which is massive for one vehicle, to do one shell. The jig has so many hand clamps on it, it's strange. Jigs are supposed to be made so that you don't have to use hand clamps. But this thing seems to have at least a dozen, probably 20 or more. Defeats the purpose.
At the heart of this new setup is a large-scale precision assembly fixture that allows our body in carbon, BINC, to be built with high-dimensional accuracy.
Doesn't the fast-paced view look like things are busy? I might have to slow down and see what these people are running around for. See what's really happening. Then again, I might not. Might leave it to the viewer to have fun with that. They look like they're in blue overalls, so maybe these are the actual workers and not the directors and engineers and chiefs that the place is full of.
Expect this feature to increase the build throughput, assist with consistency, and establish a strong technical baseline. All
Okay, it's even more interesting now because we don't just have people running around. We've got 3 shells popping up.
very important steps we need to validate to get to a repeatable, low-volume assembly process, subject to ongoing validation.
Yeah, everything's subject to. Assembly and validation are 2 different things. They were supposed to have had PI3 validate, and when I say validate, prove that their performance claims are real. And all of this making looks like 5 shells is a red herring. Is to direct fanboys' attention away from the fact that in about 7 months of supposedly building PI3, there's nothing, and they're not showing anything. It's all about these new empty shells.
It's a major step forward from the original hand-assembled approach we used on the Bink for the first 3 validation vehicles.
It's a major step forward from the first hand-assembled. They're pretending that this assembly line now, they're not hand-assembled, they're production line assembled. Don't make me laugh. And what were the first 3 that were hand-assembled? Was it Fartimus and Herpes and, can't remember the other one. It was the one where they didn't even put the battery or the motor in and let people sit in it at CES, I think. Can't remember its name. This is all talk and pretending there's action in the video itself with some clever editing, but really there's very little action. And as I said, more of a red herring, hiding the fact that PI3 couldn't validate anything. Might not even be finished. That'll be a good excuse for not being able to validate anything, but not finished probably on purpose.
With this new fixture, we can now assemble Binks with a far greater repeatability and tighter control over final geometry.
All right, so repeatability, control and everything, but what about speed? Isn't it for speed? And if it's for speed, and if they can do 5 at a time, let's look forward to 5 coming out in the next, who knows, 6 months?
As you're seeing here, this fixture locates and locks each major composite section into consistent alignment, allowing the team to bond and assemble the body with greater accuracy. We've successfully completed multiple builds using this process.
What does successfully completed multiple builds using this process? Does multiple builds mean just sticking together the body shell parts? By the look of this, I would say yes. It doesn't mean they built the silly trikes. They are far from built.
And each build continues to provide necessary input to refine our processes and to increase the build efficiency. We've received a number of frames. They are robust and optimized for weight and strength.
They have received a number of frames. I've got to go back on this one and see what number of frames they show.
Efficiency. We've received a number of frames. They are robust and optimized for weight and strength. As you see here, the manufacturing precision is outstanding. During validation, we'll be evaluating their durability.
Okay. Every time you see a picture of a frame, it's by itself. Look at that. I told you my battery was running low. I'm going to have to plug it in. Oh. Now, as I reach for the cord, I've probably put myself out of position. I don't know. Anyway, what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by my computer was that every picture of a frame is on its own. So they could be just taking pictures of the same frame in different locations with different people standing around them. Trickery. So let's see if they can prove that they have received multiple frames. Let's have a picture of all of them together. Let's have evidence that they've even come off the boat from Italy. I believe that they don't even validate their claims, not just the performance claims of the silly trike, but the claims they make in their 4-minute videos. It's the snake oil that I've always been talking about. They're pulling the wool over your eyes. A snake oil report.
And exploring whether further optimization is possible before we finalize our low-volume production plan.
So they're saying they're like trying to figure out what to do before they produce. They're at the stage where they're figuring out what they're going to do. They still haven't worked out whether the 2-speed gearbox is going to go in or not. Everything's exploring. All the time they've been talking about production intent and production ready, stuff like that, when in reality they're not. They're exploring.
Meanwhile, our partners at CTNS are on site building battery modules, and these modules look fantastic.
Is that the partners at CNS on site building battery modules? Not at all. They're not showing that. They're showing some that CNS has delivered, and they're stacking them on the floor. All those big bays that are empty, and we see them stacking things on the floor.
Nice frames, clean internal layouts, and fully assembled units that are ready for integration into completed subsystems. And this was another
So they're on the floor ready to go in what doesn't look like an assembly line.
important step for us. This is the first time that CTNS has assembled battery modules here on site for use in our own validation vehicles.
Oh, they're assembling battery modules there on site. My goodness, they weren't even delivered. This guy that's stacking them on the floor is their picture when they could have showed CTNS there assembling them. They're right there. That's weird. Well, it's weird if it wasn't snake oil.
Watching these modules come together in our facility has been a major moment for the program. Every day, more parts are arriving for the next set of validation vehicles. These vehicles are planned to support a wide range of important activities, including performance and systems functionality, prove-out and validation assessments,
All right, I'm going to have a look at these before too many come up. Performance and systems functionality. Just wondering what sort of performance and systems functionality you can get out of empty body shells on tiny frames with even smaller casters. A mind boggles. How they perform being pushed around the room, I guess. Systems functionality. There are no systems installed in those shells. None at all. I think he's ahead of himself. And now this prove-out and validation assessments. Nope, I can't see it. He's all talking about way into the future with these things.
manufacturing validation, and
Manufacturing validation. I can't think of anything to say.
build efficiency improvements, and various other
Build efficiency and improvements. Maybe I'll have to get Sandy Munro to explain all these to me. I'm lost.
other testing activities. These systems we're putting in place today and the team that we're building around them represent significant steps in our validation program.
No, they don't. They have been 6 years. And what they're doing now are insignificant steps. He's making a silk purse out of a sow's ear with his palavering. But I must admit, I had a sneak look at today's SEV and it went up nearly 50 cents. That's a big day for them. Nearly back to $5.50. I don't know how it'll close. And maybe this video was the cause of that. Funny things happen.
By validating each assembly stage now, we're collecting.
I should say this is a story for the cretin at Aptera Owners Club. He'll be going, oh look, the SEV rose nearly 50 cents and it was hours after this video came out. And he'll be going, I'm guessing that's why. Because that's what the cretin does. He guesses and guesses and guesses some more.
Real-world data that we expect will help us optimize the.
Did he say real-world data? Hey, real world. Where's the real vehicle? He's ahead of himself. And he's maybe, well, he's definitely months ahead of himself, but possibly years ahead of himself. If he's talking about real-world data, he's going well into the future.
The assembly line layout, line balancing, and workflow efficiency as we move forward.
He's got a lot of big words on that chart that he's reading.
Over the past several weeks, our engineers have also been conducting internal efficiency evaluations with Gemini, which is our third production intent vehicle.
Wow. Gemini, PI3, the one that I've been going, where is it? Okay, I'm going to have to go back here. I didn't know it was Gemini, so let's have a look.
Evaluations with Gemini, which is our
No, didn't go back far enough. Right.
Workflow efficiency as we move forward. Over the past several weeks, our
Here we go. Why isn't the wimpy kid driving it? Why isn't the real steering yoke on there? Why aren't the door linings on there? Gemini has to be finished. It has to have the right frame in it and all sorts of things that they've been saying. We will do this to Gemini so that it is exactly what people will be buying. The same weight, the same everything. And yet this still looks a bit like a jalopy. It's not worthy of being taken out to be tested in its current state as far as I can see. And of course what you see is the tail end of a vehicle that could even be part of a mess, and then a few seconds of a guy smiling inside it, and that constitutes you being shown that this thing has been tested. It's snake oil.
engineers have also been conducting internal efficiency evaluations with Gemini, which is our third production intent vehicle. We drove the vehicle through a combined drive cycle consisting of both high-speed sections, lower speed, and stop-and-go urban segments. Preliminary.
All right. So this is the one for real-world data. Is he giving real-world data? No, I didn't go as far as having a look at this when I decided I'd record it and speak. So it's all new to me. Probably why I'm having to back up so many times. Now, let's see. I'll back up a bit again.
Consisting of both high-speed sections, lower speed, and stop-and-go urban segments. Preliminary internal evaluations were encouraging. We look forward to conducting more formal testing soon in preparation for applicable regulatory testing and certification processes. We're eager to share even more next month as these systems continue to come alive and as validation vehicles make their way through the line. Until then,
he's pulling the wool over all the fanboys' eyes. I'm surprised he didn't announce a new crowdfunding scheme. But if that was Gemini, or Germani as I call it, I don't have a very good nickname for that one. But if that was Gemini, we saw nothing of it. And we definitely have not been given real-world data. I'm very disappointed. But, while disappointed, I never expected any more from them. This is a crock. Well, that's it from me. Intelligent comments welcome in the comments section as usual. I just wonder if that building has that picture on it, the back of an Aptera. I doubt it. Bye for now. Stay safe.